Bluegrass Agtech Development Corp. And prior to accepting this role this summer, I spent 14 years teaching the next generation of agricultural leaders in this industry, the last 9 of which were in Fayette County and Lexington at Locust Trace Agri-Science Center and Carter G. Woodson Academy. I may be biased, Mayor Gordon, but those are some of the best and most innovative public schools in the state. And I've also often been asked over the last few weeks, why did I choose to leave the classroom? I usually refer to being a teacher of agriculture as the best job in the world. My reason, because as a teacher, the level of engagement and passion among my students was the highest when we were learning about things like entrepreneurship and ag technology. Investing, drones, biotechnology, and wealth are things that we can get students passionate about. And as I said during the interview process, I'm excited about the mission of Bluegrass Agtech because I know it will provide growth and career opportunities that will keep my students connected to what I feel is our nation's most important industry. I'm honored to be here today and continue that work of providing opportunities in Agtech in this role, and we're thrilled to have you with us here today as we celebrate innovation in Kentucky agriculture. Our Challenge Grant program is designed to support entrepreneurs who are bringing new ideas and solutions to agriculture. Each year, we invite companies to apply. We carefully review their projects, and the board chooses to invest in those that have the greatest potential to make an impact for Kentucky farmers, our economy, and the environment. Including today's awardees, we provided $925,000 in direct grant funding, which has and will continue to leverage more in private investment and create real opportunities for growth. This work is possible because of strong collaboration, and I want to take a moment to thank our founding partners, the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government, the University of Kentucky, Martin Gatton College of Agriculture, Food and Environment, and Agtech for their leadership. As an executive director, I cannot imagine a better group of leaders to collaborate alongside with for this important work. I also want to take a moment and specifically recognize the Lexington Fayette County Urban Government and the Kentucky Agricultural Development Fund for their funding that provides these grant awards. So, to help us open today's program, it's my honor to introduce Mayor of Lexington and the President of the Bluegrass Agtech Development Board of Directors, Mayor Linda Gordon.
Am I on? I can speak pretty loudly if I need to. Is it on now? Oh, well. Good morning, everyone. It's always the electronics that get me. I'm a nurse. So I'm oriented toward people, not electronics. But anyway, good morning, and I thank Jacob for getting us started. I also want to thank Dr. McKinney, as well as Deirdre Lyons, who are hosting us here at Agtech. If you have not seen this beautiful facility before, it was high time you come. So we are thrilled to be here. And as you heard, Agtech, along with the university, the city of Lexington Fayette, and the Kentucky Department of Agriculture, are partners in the Bluegrass Agtech Development Corp. We started with nothing, and we built this very intentionally and very purposely. And like so many initiatives in Lexington, from my point of view, partnerships are what make it work. Partnerships can make anything work. And we really discovered that big time in the pandemic. So we have results from our first round of challenge grants awarded in 2024 that show that this partnership is making progress. We have supported jobs, we've created new jobs, and we have engaged 36 farms in our first round of challenge grants. So we are having an impact not only on the farm, but on the economy. Agriculture is a growing part of Fayette County's economy. A new study just out about a month ago shows agriculture contributes $2.6 billion to Fayette County's economy every single year. That's pretty important for us. The goal of these grants is to grow the number by producing new jobs in ag tech. And I do want to reference back many, many years when I was on a council, as a council member on the council, and I used to have these conversations with Pierce Lyons. He'd say, Linda, we have all the parts. We have the land, we have the tech, we have the people. Let's do this. You can kind of hear him say this. And so we want Lexington, we want Kentucky and the Bluegrass to become the international hub of ag tech business. This is why we are doing this, to raise ag tech to where it needs to be here. So I congratulate all of our first round winners, some of whom are here, and now we have our second round. And we're very excited to announce the 3 winners of our Bluegrass Ag Tech Challenge grants. And as I say the name of the company, I would like to invite a representative up to receive a plaque. First is Campbell Inc., which transforms byproducts of corn production into compostable food containers, which are alternatives to plastic packaging. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Second, Orb Technologies, which produces building material from straw and grass crops. How awesome is that? Will you please come? Congratulations. Oh, one more. Congratulations. And third, Santerre International, which is developing a process, I love this one too, that converts invasive carp into fertilizer. How awesome is that? Please come forward. All right, congratulations to all of you, and we're going to hear from each of our winners in just a little bit. As I said earlier, Bluegrass Ag Tech Development Corp works because it is a partnership. The University of Kentucky Martin Gatton College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment is an essential partner. And Dean Laura Stevenson is joining us today, and I would like to bring her to the podium for a few words. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, and good morning, everyone. It's such a joy to be with you here today and with our partners, Mayor Gordon, Agtech, and Kentucky Department of Agriculture, and so many of you who believe in the promise of agriculture and technology working hand in hand. At the university, our land grant mission is rooted in solving problems that matter to farms, people, and communities. That means bringing research, innovation, and real-world application together. Bluegrass Ag Tech is an incredible example of how this mission comes to life. We're connecting entrepreneurs, farmers, and researchers to create solutions that strengthen Kentucky's agricultural economy. When we launched this effort, we envisioned Kentucky as a place where innovation could take root and grow, where the challenges facing our producers could become opportunities for new businesses, new jobs, and stronger communities. We've already seen what that partnership could do. And I want to reiterate what Jacob and the mayor have said, that the first round of Challenge Grant awardees leveraged their funding into additional investment, created new jobs, and worked hand in hand with dozens of Kentucky farms. Their innovations, which range from sustainable materials to renewable fuels, are proof that we invest in bold ideas. We create ripple effects that benefit producers, consumers, and communities alike. That's the promise of Bluegrass Agtech. To make Kentucky a place where agriculture and technology come together, where new businesses can thrive, and where farmers are at the heart of innovation. I'm grateful for the vision and commitment of our partners, and I look forward to seeing how today's announcements and those of you who are receiving the awards will continue to shape the future of agriculture technology across the Commonwealth.
So I'm going to bring just a little bit of background and stuff for the folks in the room about the Challenge Grant program and what the goal is. And so when we launched the Challenge Grant program last year, we focused on 5 key focus areas that would impact agriculture. Focus areas: future-proofing animal protein, the fact that food is health, sustainable food systems, and solutions for mid-sized farming, and our Kentucky traditions of equine distilling. These focus areas serve as our guiding principles for grant applicants and funding priorities to ensure that every investment that we make connects directly to Kentucky agriculture and our mission at Bluegrass Agtech. So with this emphasis on our Challenge Grant program, what we hope that Bluegrass Agtech will do is to yield new companies in agri-food and agribusiness. By backing entrepreneurs at an early stage, we're creating conditions for new businesses that take root right here in Kentucky. These companies are not only building solutions for agriculture, they're also establishing themselves as a part of our economy and our community. We hope to boost the Kentucky economy. As it's already been mentioned before, the Challenge Grant awardees from the round 1 took our investment and leveraged that for an additional $6.9 million in follow-on investment. They've supported over 56 jobs right here in the Commonwealth. We've spurred facility expansions across the state. Every dollar that we've invested has multiplied into more jobs, infrastructure, and new opportunities that keep talent and resources right here in Kentucky. Lastly, we want to unlock more affordable, nutritious, and sustainable food for Kentucky and beyond. The innovations that we're supporting, whether it's in renewable fuels, crop diversification, or animal health, are designed to help farmers be more productive and efficient, while also reducing costs for consumers, improving environmental sustainability. This is about feeding families today and ensuring that agriculture remains viable for generations to come. Now, as you can see by this map, the Bluegrass Agtech Challenge Grant program has already reached communities across Kentucky. We've had applications from the Purchase region of West Kentucky all the way to the mountains of East Kentucky. We've awarded folks and companies in multiple regions across the state, and we've engaged with farmers and organizations nearly in every direction. This outreach is a strong start, but it's just the beginning. Our vision for this organization is to truly be statewide, ensuring that every farmer, every entrepreneur, and every community in Kentucky has the opportunity to cultivate innovation in ag tech. As we move forward, we hope to expand engagement in regions that we haven't yet reached, with hopefully focus on awarding some companies from our eastern half of the state. We want to build stronger partnerships with universities, innovation hubs, and local leaders to identify and support new applicants across the state. And we want to make sure that every corner of the state sees benefits of ag tech innovation, from new jobs to stronger farm incomes. And hopefully next year you come back to this event, we'll have more of this map filled in to show that ag tech is really taking over the bluegrass. Round 1, as we mentioned again, had laid a very strong foundation. Including our awardees today, we've partnered with 10 companies, invested or committed $925,000 in funding, and the results speak for themselves. Our Round 1 Challenge Grant recipients have secured an additional $6.9 million in follow-on investment. across various sectors of agriculture. Our companies have supported or had 56 and a half jobs supported in Kentucky and created over a dozen new jobs. We've seen facility expansions like Hempwood down in Murray. Parasite Systems is developing new innovative units, and our presenter today, Sunflower Fuels, has experienced growth as well. As our board member, Commissioner of Agriculture Jonathan Schell, who's unfortunately not here today, he often states, and I can't emphasize this enough, that agricultural development is economic development, especially in Kentucky. And you can see that our grant winners are moving agricultural forward. As the mayor mentioned, not only have we see the economic impact for jobs, but our companies are engaging Kentucky farmers. Our grant awardees from the first round reported that they've engaged or contracted with 36 Kentucky farms. Their projects from their companies and their projects have engaged or contracted between livestock projects and different crop projects over 1,600 acres impacted. And more importantly, those companies have invested or paid over $380,000 to Kentucky farmers. So you can see that the investment in this Challenge Grant program multiplies on itself. And when we envision this program, that's what we experience. That's what we envision. Innovation driving real results for farmers, businesses, and communities. So, as we celebrate today's progress, it's important to look ahead at what's next for the Bluegrass Agtech Development Corps. Our focus is on growth. We're working to expand engagement across the state so that every community has a chance to benefit from agtech innovation. We'll continue building relationships with strategic partners and industry to scale these efforts to strengthen our network. We also want to establish an entrepreneurship incubator, host agtech showcases, and launch an annual agtech summit. These will give entrepreneurs and farmers more opportunities to collaborate, connect, test ideas, and build businesses right here in Kentucky. And this November, we'll launch our round 3 of the Challenge Grant program, and we can't wait to see the next wave of ideas and innovation that will come forward. And so, to see that impact in real time, we'd like to have the opportunity to hear from one of our round 1 Challenge Grant recipients to share their story of continued growth and innovation to learn about the impact. So, I'd like to welcome Gabby Blocher, CEO of Sunflower Fuels, to share about her company.
Okay, cool. Everybody hear me okay? All right, let's see here. All right, awesome. Good morning, everyone. I'm Gabby Blocher, CEO of Sunflower Fuels, which was an awardee last year. Hi. I have a couple friends in the audience here. First of all, a huge congratulations to today's awardees. It's so nice to meet you all, and what an honor to be counted among you. Congratulations to you guys. Second, thanks so much to the BADC sponsors, UK School, Martin Gatton School, Agtech, the Kentucky Department of Ag, the City of Lexington, and KADF. Thank you so much. All right, it's a privilege to stand here today on behalf of Sunflower Fuels to share just a little bit about what the BADC grant has meant for us. For us, this award wasn't just a series of checks. It was a turning point that transformed an idea and some, albeit validated, well-researched, and well-thought-out words on paper into a real working company. Sunflower Fuels was founded with the vision to establish miscanthus as a reliable and sustainable, I'm going to try to do this as well. Okay, here we go. Reliable and sustainable feedstock for biofuels and other renewable products in Kentucky and across the region. We knew this crop and our approach to developing it could play a vital role in building a cleaner energy future, strengthening rural economies, and providing farmers with new, sustainable, and reliable sources of income. But like so many early stage ventures, a little more than a year ago, we were at a stage where vision alone wasn't enough. We needed that first opportunity to prove ourselves, and the BADC grant gave us exactly that opportunity. With its support, we were able to put seeds, rhizomes in our case, in the ground, literally, for the very first time. It allowed us to plant miscanthus on a meaningful scale, test and refine our approach, and start demonstrating the potential of growing this crop here in Kentucky on marginal land. Ask our head of ops in the room about what this field looked like before we put the crop in the ground. He'll tell you about it. So testing it on marginal land to partners and stakeholders. That first planting was a critical first step that turned our pitch deck and our big dreams into something you could see, touch, measure, as you can see, and measure out in the field. So yeah, those are 2 reclaimed surface mine sites in Perry County. So I think that was maybe highlighted on the map of Kentucky. Yeah, that's us, Perry County. All right, so equally important, the grant gave us the resources to begin building a team. We went from being just a small group of founders with an idea to a growing company with dedicated people on the ground making it happen every day. Allow me to introduce to you to our head of operations. Matt, if you'll just raise your hand, please. Thank you. Matt Van Hoos, who is here in the room. Show a little more about Matt and I are both fellow former Marine Corps veterans. And then also Caitlin Sloan, who's not in the room, but rather hard at work at her home office. She graduated the University of Pikeville, resident of Knott County. Really excited about her. And then we also just literally this week brought another person on board who's a resident for sales, and Kurt Rotman is heading up sales for us, which we're super excited about. We've been able to build a pipeline, and we're going to turn some of those into some revenue for us. This early ability to hire talent, people who bring expertise, passion, grit, and credibility to us was transformative. It let us move faster, think bigger, and begin scaling in a way that simply wouldn't have been possible without this grant. This grant bridged the gap between possibility and reality. It gave us the chance to show what can be done with this campus here in Kentucky and begin to show what role the Commonwealth can play in sustainable feedstock production globally. So on behalf of our entire team, including our founding board, I want to thank you for believing in us and giving us the chance to grow, literally and figuratively. The grant didn't just help us plant the crop, it helped us plant the seeds of a company and a vision and more sustainable future for energy and agriculture alike. So thanks so much and congratulations. Thanks for the opportunity to share.
Okay, well, so we're going to take a break, but we're good. Keep moving. Okay, all right. So I do want to, so we'll switch gears here, and we're going to get the opportunity to hear from our guests of honor here. So we'll move into our pitch session here. Each talent grant recipient will be invited to the front. We've already presented their photo. And we'll take a few minutes to learn more about their companies and their innovation and the impact they're making. So first, our first presentation will be Campbell Inc. Based in Auburn, Kentucky, Campbell is advancing Kentucky's circular economy by transforming corn stover, a byproduct of bourbon production and row crop farming, into compostable food containers. Their products are already being used by Aramark campus dining operations, and the company is actively working to expand into national restaurant chains. This innovation adds value to Kentucky's corn economy while reducing plastic waste. Please welcome Miles Leach, CEO of Campbell Inc.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, everyone. Okay, there we are. My name is Miles Leach. I'm the founder and CEO of Campbell. We make corn containers. So we make it's a molded fiber container. We use corn stalks, break it down, and turn it into food containers. I'm an industrial entrepreneur. My background is in packaging and logistics. Campbell is my 4th industrial startup. I've seen this cycle before. Our COO is a PhD chemist, and we work hand in hand, and some of the things that we've developed couldn't be things without her. So we're in food service, food containers, packaging you see every day. Here it is. You know, you've got your plastic plates and bowls and styrofoam, not pictured styrofoam takeout containers, but another one that we want to take out. And so, you know, what's the problem? Problem number 1, plastic and even wood fiber for single-use throwaway packaging is on an unsustainable path. Problem number 2 kind of transitions to an opportunity. Agricultural byproducts is a potential use for these food containers, but the technology that existed wasn't viable economically and for the environment. So enter solution number 1. This is, I would say, part of the solution. Corn stover, there's 100 million acres a year of corn grown in the U.S. It's a dear crop to the U.S. particularly dear to Kentucky and our bourbon industry. So I don't know if you're familiar with the term corn stover, but stover refers to everything except the kernel. So we're everything that's non-food as far as the corn plant goes. So solution number 2, we had to invent a new technology. Taking corn stalks through a wood pulping technology tears them down and demolishes the fiber. Yes, is it feasible? You can get fiber. Is the fiber quality good? Not as good. So we took the whole system apart, put it back together. So 4 years in R&D, we came out with our flow form technology. We have now, this is the process from field to table, harvesting stover in the field, bring it in, process it, and we end up with food containers. So, all right, so we have corn stover, it's out there, it's in abundance. We have technology, we can process it. How do we go get it? Well, there's no real secret. It's a lot like baling hay. There are some specific methodologies that we have learned since our first harvest in 2020. But essentially, we're going out and making a windrow, running over it with a large square baler, and then stack it, cover it at the field edge. Whenever we need it at the plant, this particular bale stack is about 10 miles down the road. So, okay, so we have technology and we have the corn stover and we have a method to get it, but is this good? Do we want to be doing this? And so that was a question that we needed to make sure that we were on par with. So in our previous harvest, we left 5-acre patches unharvested. And when I say harvest, I mean what we call a sustainable harvest, which is only taking half of the corn stover. We take half and leave half. Essentially, that's an easy way to describe the formulation that we have to protect the soil health. But so anyway, we left 5-acre patches unharvested, and then we harvested around them. And in Kentucky, or in South Central Kentucky, where we are, we run a lot of 3-crop rotations, so corn, wheat, soybeans. The farmer came in, harvested the corn, sent it to the distillery. We came in, harvested the stover, left these areas unharvested. They came in, planted wheat. 30 days later, checked the wheat stands. We had an 18% better germination rate in the areas where we had harvested half of the corn stover. So this was the light bulb went off to the farmer and us. This is good. Check. All right, so where are we today with this technology, with this innovation, with this potential? We have a couple patents granted. We have 2 trademarks. We have an industrial size demonstration facility. So we have a first production line. We're making 2,000 units a day of a 32-ounce bowl. If you walk around UK's campus and duck into some of their locations, you'll probably get a salad in our bowl. That can be composted and sent back to the earth with the food scraps left in the bowl. And so here comes the BABC at perfect time. All right, so we've got this demonstration scale facility, but we've got to scale up. We've got to scale up to get economics. We're in paper. This is all about scale. So we're on the verge of scaling up to a capacity that will be 100,000 units a day. So right now we're 2,000 units a day. We're engineering and procuring equipment to scale us up to 100,000 units a day. And the BABC grant is the anchor in this expansion. So what are we going to do with it? Well, we're going to be moving a lot more feedstock. So we have going from 2,000 units a day to 100,000 units a day. This is a lot more corn stover moving around. We've got to get material handling equipment that will keep our operations efficient and keep our workers on task. Operational improvements as we scale up. The magnitude of having defect product becomes more intense. We have to have specific projects to minimize the defects in our production. So operational improvements. Direct labor, okay, we're bringing in more equipment. We're going from 1 shift, 5 days a week to 24/7. So we've got to have more labor. We've got to train them up. And these jobs are coming to Logan County to help us with the expansion. The ADC grant is just perfect timing. So thank you very much, Mayor Gordon and Dean Stevenson. I don't think we've met, but thank you very much. I assume Commissioner Shell is going to sit in that seat. Yeah, thank you, Jacob, and for this grant. It's perfect timing, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you, Miles. Campbell is really showing how Kentucky's agricultural heritage and modern sustainability needs can come together and create new markets and opportunities. Now let's move to our second awardee. Next, we'll hear from Orb Technologies, headquartered here in Lexington, Kentucky. Orb is reimagining construction with its biome biocomposite block made from farm residues like straw and switchgrass. This innovation creates new income streams for farmers, lowers construction costs, and builds healthier, more resilient homes. Orb is showing how agriculture can connect directly to housing, energy, and environmental sustainability. Let's welcome Ginger Watkins, founder and president of Orb Technologies.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Ginger, founder of Orb Technologies, and we're based in Lexington. We make plant-based building materials. It seems that starter homes are a thing of the past. In Kentucky, over the last 5 years, starter homes have increased in price by 71%. And to deal with the housing crisis, Lexington and Louisville are projected to need 53 new housing units, mostly at the lower end of the market in the next few years. It's a situation that's made worse by constrained construction labor. And that makes it really hard for general contractors because they have to do more with less. And then in the ag sector, Kentucky is losing farmland rapidly. Sprawl and other economic factors have consumed 10% of farm acreage over the last 20 years. We need housing that we can afford without displacing food crops or disrupting ecosystems. That's why Orb is radically reducing the cost and complexity of building ultra-energy efficient, healthy homes and retrofits using straw and perennial grass. Our lightweight blocks and panels install quickly without specialized labor or heavy equipment. They replace framing, sheathing, insulation, and fireproofing in a single step, reducing installation errors and the cost of construction labor. Our materials make homes comfortable and healthy while improving energy independence and resilience to power outages. Orb's unique manufacturing process is being designed to accept a range of biomass feedstocks, with preference for straw from sustainably grown small grains and native switchgrass grown on marginal land. Our process requires minimal power, no water, no drying energy, and uses all natural inputs, which will enable on-farm manufacturing. Our work aims to support the development of bioregional construction supply chain for future-proof housing while helping to diversify farm income and supporting the broader adoption of regenerative agronomic practices. Our core technology is a patented biocomposite that harnesses the strength of aligned plant stalks by preserving their natural tubular shape. As a platform technology, it has scalable mechanical properties and uses 90% less binder than other composites, saving on cost. The stalks are pressed into blocks, which can be then stacked to form wall, roof, and floor panels. We are currently still in R&D, and at bench scale, our load-bearing insulation has demonstrated the ability to support loads of up to 5 stories and a 1-hour fire resistance without the use of flame retardants, petrochemicals, or other toxic ingredients. Our plan is to sell blocks and prefabricated panels and kits for accessory dwelling units. Additional services will include custom design, engineering, and energy modeling. We also see potential in selling carbon credits to generate early revenue or to help finance affordable housing. After piloting our process and demonstrating profitability, we plan to license the technology to other manufacturers across the US and globe. And the prefabricated building market is expected to hit about $56 billion in the next few years in North America. And our solution is also relevant at the global scale. Enough straw and other grain crop residues are grown each year to actually build all the projected new construction worldwide. And since grain crops are grown worldwide, that seems feasible. Our cross-cutting team is uniquely suited to tackle systemic problems. I'm an architect and passive house consultant with background in environmental science and affordable housing, and have hands-on experience in construction and agriculture. And I work with a team with deep expertise across structural engineering, composite materials, building science, agronomy, regulatory strategy, and IP. We also work with third-party labs to do testing. We've received support from agencies including USDA and are currently in the Spark Clean Tech Accelerator. With regard to the current project, the Bluegrass Agtech development funding will help us fabricate our first block press that will serve as the first piece of equipment for our pilot plant. We will also set up a hoop house for biomass storage, purchase a small harvester, and submit a patent application to the USPTO. And we'll also be able to hire a tech to help with these tasks. These tasks will help us prepare to be able to build full-scale prototype walls for further testing and to gather customer feedback on ease of installation. We aim to collaborate to help build a circular bioeconomy that connects the dots on staple foods, shelter, biodiversity, economic vitality, well-being, and meaningful work. We're seeking potential partners for pilot construction projects. If you'd like more information or to get involved, come find me afterwards or feel free to connect on LinkedIn.
Thank you, Ginger. Orb is a great example of how Kentucky agriculture can fuel entirely new industries from the ground up. And our final presenter today is Santerre International. Based in Paducah, they are tackling one of Kentucky's biggest environmental challenges, the spread of invasive Asian carp. By turning a problem into a resource, Santerre is developing a zero-waste process that converts carp into soil inputs, giving Kentucky's organic farmers a more affordable, consistent tool, while also supporting fishing livelihoods and healthier waterways. Please join me in welcoming Mark Anderson, founder and CEO of Santerre International. Yep.
Hi, I'm Mark, founder of Santerre International, a planetary health company. We focus on improving public health outcomes by addressing environmental challenges. One way we do this is by incubating commercial cases for sustainable development. And today I'm going to talk to you about a program that is being supported by Bluegrass Agtech Development Corp. This program to turn invasive Asian carp into fertilizer for organic production, and I'll refer to it as organic fertilizer throughout the presentation. The organic food industry has exploded over the last 20 years. Demand for organic products now exceeds our ability to produce them. A major constraining factor to organic production is availability of high-quality inputs, so these kinds of organic fertilizers and soil amendments. Conventional organic fertilizers include things like compost, manure, other biosolids, but contamination from chemicals and herbicides is an increasing problem, and reliable availability is an ongoing concern. Further, the cost to transport these organic inputs is a significant expense for organic operations. So to be cost effective, they really need to be produced locally or regionally to where they're going to be used. The Midwest and Southeast represents two growth markets in organic production, but continued growth is constrained by this access to organic soil inputs. Kentucky in particular has been described as a composting desert. Now, at the same time, we have this vast overabundance of invasive Asian carp in the Mississippi and Ohio River watersheds. There is some commercial fishing that takes place to capture some of these fish, but there isn't enough of a demand to kind of create the sustained pressure needed to keep these populations in check, which had a detrimental impact to, among other things, sport fishing and commercial fishing alike. So what we're doing is connecting this kind of unique, overlooked supply with this kind of like niche but critical demand all within the same geographic region. Our no-waste process maximizes the benefit these fish provide to agricultural operations. We have two products right now. One product is ready to go. It's a liquid hydrolysate for use with sprayers, irrigation systems, drip lines for direct nutrient uptake in the plants and to enhance the soil microbiome. The other product, we're just kicking off the proof of concept phase, and that's a solid product, kind of compost substitute that will improve soil structure and water retention, and likewise enhance the soil microbiome. These products were designed from needs expressed during customer and product discovery interviews last year. These growers and producers need inputs that have a consistent nutrient profile, that are reliably available, that address some of these issues with contamination, and critically are cost-effective. So we aim to make organic farming in Kentucky a profitable enterprise by creating these reliable, consistent, low-contaminant, cost-effective organic fertilizers made out of invasive Asian carp. These fertilizers will benefit the Kentucky agricultural community by expanding the availability of inputs required for organic production, by reinforcing the organic industry in the state, and by providing a path to income diversification to both organic producers and operations enrolled in agricultural carbon credit programs. Additionally, these products will create a range of new agricultural manufacturing jobs in Western Kentucky and provide a viable livelihood to commercial fishermen. And finally, we'll export these value-added products to other states in the Midwest and Southeast, bringing in revenue to the state and contributing to Kentucky's export economy. The support that the Bluegrass Agtech Development Corporation is providing is instrumental in the process of scaling up, and it comes at a really critical moment when we're trying to install our first production line to meet some significant demand that we anticipate for next year. It will go far in helping us secure the equipment that we need to make this happen. Of course, setting up a factory is an expensive proposition. We are extremely grateful for your support, and we look forward to working with you as the program grows and develops. Thanks.
Thank you, Mark. Santerra's work is showing how we can connect environmental restoration directly to agricultural growth. So let's take one last time and let's congratulate our three amazing awardees. All right. So thank you to each of our awardees for sharing their stories and vision. These pitches are a powerful reminder of why the Challenge Grant program exists. There's a few folks in the audience here that help with the scoring process, and it's a process that starts back in March and goes throughout the summer. And as you can tell, the scoring committee and the board have selected some amazing companies that we're excited to see what they will accomplish. This Challenge Grant program exists to support bold ideas that create opportunities for farmers, strengthen our economy, and keep Kentucky at the forefront of agricultural innovation. To help us close out today's program, I'm honored to introduce Dr. Kyle McKinney, Vice President of Innovation at Agtech and Vice President of the BADC Board of Directors. Kyle has been a champion for innovation and collaboration in this space, and I'd like to welcome him to bring remarks on behalf of all.
Thank you all. Usually an Agtech presentation requires 40 slides in 20 minutes. And I have to say I had no slides. I want to say a few things. On behalf of Alltech, congratulations to the winners. As you look around this room, Agtech, the future of agriculture, the future of our environment is our daily mission. So we look forward to following your journey over the next year. And congratulations to the past winners. I'm going to say this, I think, for the fourth time. This program started and we led job creation, small business growth, and that's something we should echo as we walk out of this room. That's the mission of this program, growing agriculture for the state of Kentucky. I also want to say on behalf of the team here, we're excited to have Jacob on board. He's only been here 4 months, but you've taken the job and you've hit the ground running. I think you've developed a nice foundation. And I'm going to echo what the mayor said, 18 months ago, we had no foundation. And I think we were looking at each other saying, okay, let's get this going. But I wanted to publicly recognize, and for those of you who do this, you know when you plan something, it never happens like you plan. But Bob Helton came on board, and he spent the first 18 months as our interim director, and he did a lot of work to get this to where we are now. So for about a year, we've been planning to give this to Bob Helton. He called me 30 minutes before saying he couldn't make it.
Oh, Lord.
So I wanted to publicly talk about Bob today because he's been instrumental, and I'm happy that he built up what you're going to take and turn this into a great Kentucky program. So we'll give this to you to give to Bob and get it out of my colleague's office. With that, I want to say thank you all for coming. And I also want to offer the opportunity to take a tour of the museum downstairs. If you'd like, when we leave here, please go downstairs and look for an Alltech staff member or our very own Mrs. Lyons, who created the museum. I only ask one thing, please. Keep these groups to 10 to 12 people. It helps with flow and allows you to hear the presenter as they're talking about the history of this business organization. So with that, thank you for coming, and we look forward to next year's program.